Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy and I started this YouTube channel to share my life experience and to share my immigrant experience moving from China to Australia and then applying for my skilled immigration permanent residency. Also to share my experience of being an international student in Australia. If you are interested, please give me a follow and like. So today the topic I would like to talk about is how to improve your English as an international student. It breaks my heart to see so many, I wouldn't want to say so many, but there are a percentage of international students came to Australia only hang out with a friend that is also from their home country and only do group projects with them, really surrounded themselves in their own environments. I actually see some of that in the Chinese international student community as well. Some of the Chinese students, they would just do group projects with Chinese students and they will write their group assignments in Chinese and then translate to English. And it's just, I don't know, this is not the way. You shouldn't be training yourself to still write in your first language and then translate to the second language. You're not actually improving your English writing in that way. And I've seen so many international students studied and lived in an English-speaking country for a couple of years and then went back to their home country, still feel very not confident of speaking in English. So today I have prepared a few tips to share with you guys about how to improve your English as an international student that is living and studying in an English-speaking country. So my first step is immersive learning. Immersive learning means you can actually find lots of media resources that is delivered in English. So there's a podcast. You can find podcasts you love listening to when you are driving, when you're on your way to work, to school. You can listen to the podcast and you can find your TV shows that you are interested, the YouTubers that you subscribe that you are interested in, the topics that they are sharing and they are talking about, and TikTok. So many people on TikTok these days and there's so many relatable and funny content you can have a look as well. One of the other one I would highly recommend is writing diaries. If you have a diary, if you are writing a diary in your first language, I would highly recommend you sometimes just to switch it up, change it to your second language. That might expand your ways of expressing yourself, to deepen understanding of yourself and to really expand your vocabularies on emotions, on feelings, on things that you experienced and you didn't really know how to describe that in English. And writing diaries really encourage you to find ways to improve and to explore. My second tip is shadowing. So shadowing is an extremely useful technique if you are also preparing for an English exam like IELTS or Pearson. You can find any audio materials that you are interested. Let's say it's a podcast. You let the podcast start playing and 1 or 2 seconds later, you start repeating what you were hearing. So the audio would always be 2 seconds ahead of you, but that's okay. You can fully slowing yourself down and get to the same pace and then repeat what they're saying. So this is a great way of improving your listening and your speaking if you are preparing for an exam. I definitely get onto this technique. I used the shadowing for a couple of months before my IELTS exam and before my Pearson PTE exam, which was extremely helpful. And then the third tips, I call it acting. So it might sound really cringe, but I promise you this actually works. So you need to find a character. The character or persona could be anybody from a reality show, or it's a character from a TV show, or from Keeping Up with Kardashians, or it's from Love Island, or any of these reality shows that people actually talk a little bit slower and the conversation is more close to your day-to-day conversation versus economist news magazines or international politics. So you locate your favorite character, you locate the persona that you would like to be, and the next step is when you are in your own space, in your study, in your own room, you can play the reality show or play the TV show and then pause every time when it's your character start talking. And then you can mimic everything they're doing. You can mimic the way they talk, the way their facial expression, the way their mouth moves, the tone, the words they're using, and all the mannerisms they're doing. So that way it actually helps you to get into the character, and this is a different way. Well, shadowing is a little bit more technical, but acting is a bit more fun. And my tip number 4 is make local friends. Make friends with other international students that coming from different countries. I see so many, I wouldn't want to say so many, I see some international students actually isolated themselves by only hanging out with people they feel familiar with, people they can speak their first language with. That way you are not putting yourself, or you're not creating this immersive learning experience and environment for you. So yeah, that's my advice. Go out, make more friends, really step out of your comfort zone. And the last one is to participate in some volunteering jobs. And there's always volunteer jobs around your community. There's always volunteer jobs around the op shops, let's say in Melbourne, and there's always volunteer opportunities in church, with the council, with op shops, with Sunday market, and there's also volunteer opportunities. And the uni you are studying at, you can also apply for casual jobs, like the other video I talk about how I applied for my jobs when I was an international student, how much I get paid and all that. So volunteering and looking for casual jobs are also really good ways to improve your English. You will pick up a lot of you will pick up lots of languages that you know how to say in your first language, but you just didn't know. But once you're in that environment, you actually very quickly get it. And you didn't know this word can have multiple meanings, but you will only learn by hearing and observing and absorbing, I guess. So here are my 5 tips of how to improve your English as an international student. If you are interested in any other content, please comment down below and let me know. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!